Ratchet Clank Rift Apart is the first Ratchet Clank game made for the PS5, and my first proper introduction to this universe. I actually did play A Crack in Time when I was about 6 years old, but back then my brain wasn't developed enough to understand what was going on, so this time I'm back with a slightly more developed brain, ready to take on Rift Apart's Platinum. This game has a total of 47 trophies, and according to a guide of PSN profiles, this game is estimated to be a 2 out of 10 in difficulty and around 10 hours to Platinum. The game starts off introducing you to a new character to this universe, a female Lombax named Rivet, saving a random ass alien, and after this it transitions over to a celebration of our heroes Ratchet and Clank. And at this celebration, Clank is planning on giving Ratchet a gift. He had repaired the Dimensionator so that Ratchet could try to find the other Lombaxes. But then the celebration was cut short because of the evil Dr. Nefarious, who is so genius that he wouldn't even be able to pass a basic IQ test.
I didn't expect to see you here. Considering my goons were meant to annihilate you 8 minutes ago.
Oh, what do you want, Nefarious?
Yes.
So this guy is the leader of the Gooners, huh? Then Dr. Nefarious opened a rift in the sky and he took off with a ship. And then a bunch of chaos and rifts opening everywhere. I had to chase him down. When I finally caught up to him and took down his ship, we ended up in a different dimension, and here the Dimensionator exploded. And Ratchet and Clank got split up, and then out of nowhere, the female Lombax from earlier just came in and kidnapped Clank.
Wait, I have to find my friend.
And also in this dimension, it turns out that another version of Dr. Nefarious is the Emperor of this dimension.
Lombax? What is this place?
Yeah! Trophy. Rift Apart. Get separated in Nefarious City.
Maybe someone around here has seen it.
Then I started exploring this new dimension, and while I was talking to Miss Zircon, the robot that sells us weapons, the female Lombax that took Clank randomly just ran past us and took off in a ship. And to get off the planet, Miss Zircon told Ratchet that he should search for someone called the Phantom. But before I went to Club Nefarious to search for the Phantom, I explored a bit more and I obtained my first spybot, which unlocked a trophy. Then after obtaining that spybot, while I was looking through the menu, I actually equipped a whole set of armor, and that also popped a trophy. Exploring a bit more, I came over something called a pocket dimension, where you can find something like a mini obstacle course where you can obtain cosmetic items. And here I got one trophy for entering the dimension and another one while traveling through the pocket dimension. Boing. Bounce on Big Al, Clank and Quark's parade balloons. Then I obtained another trophy when I unlocked the armor piece that's in this pocket dimension. After exploring this pocket dimension, I went on to Club Nefarious to track down the Phantom. And I found him, but so did the Nefarious robots. So he started running, of course, and I had to chase after him. And during my chase, I came over my first gold bolt, and finding my first one popped a trophy. Then I caught up to the Phantom, and he gave us a new ability that he calls the Phantom Dash. And with this, we can dash through these holographic doors. Then I asked him for help with getting off the planet. and he told me he could help me if I helped him taking control of a blimp. So of course I said yes, and I helped him. So we defeated all of the nefarious robots, and just as we were about to take control of the blimp, they destroyed it. But since we helped him, he gave us a small little robot called Glitch that could help us get into Nefarious Tower to get a royal starship to get off the planet. When I went to enter Nefarious Tower, I got into a boss fight against the Nefarious Juggernaut. And when I defeated him, my weapon leveled up to level 5, which is the max, and also means trophy time. Then I used Glitch to enter the Nefarious Tower, and here I had a small encounter with Dr. Nefarious. But then I ran away and I stole a ship.
Huh? Why do I need a password? I'm the Emperor. How about I obliterate you instead? Ha 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 ha!
Then it transitioned over to playing as Ratchet and Clank, who had gone to Ratchet's home planet, which was under attack, and in all the chaos, I decided to upgrade my weapon, and this got me a trophy. Then to save the planet, we had to close a rift using Clank. So we did the puzzle and we closed the rift, and this popped the trophy. But then because Rivet is racist against robots, she didn't trust Clank, so she decided to non-consensually hack into his mind to find out that he was speaking the truth the whole time. Then poor Clank got kidnapped once again. Poor Clank, bro, he just keeps getting kidnapped. So we chased after the giant robot centipede and saved Clank to make up for Rivet's previous racism.
You came after me.
Now the Morts had repaired Rivet's ship, and we could go find a signal booster for Clank to repair his communicator so that he could contact Ratchet again. And here on this planet I also found my first Krager bear, which got me a trophy. Now to get the part I needed for Clank, I had to beat Pierre the pirate in the battle arena. So I whooped his crew, and when I beat him, I got a trophy for beating my first challenge in the battle arena. Now we also had the signal booster, so we could contact Ratchet again, and when we did, we made a plan to build a new Dimensionator. So we sent Ratchet to contact a prophet named Gary, while Rivet and Clank was going to Blizzard Prime to get some face quartz for the Dimensionator. But before I moved on with the story, I decided to complete the bronze stage of the battle arena, and on the 4th stage I got my 5th golden bolt, and this popped a trophy. Now I first decided to go to Savale with Ratchet, and here the planet was under invasion, and I found Gary and he told me to find his apprentice Kit. So I found Kit and we decided to team up to get into the archives, and she gave me the very best gift I could ever receive in this game, the hover boots. These things made getting around very easy, very smooth and very convenient. And not long after getting these boots, I got a trophy for doing a trick jump at maximum speed. On this planet there's also these things called lorbs, which are balls filled with information that only Lombaxes can access. And when I got my 3rd lorb, I got a trophy. Then the next trophy I got was for deploying 50 Mr. Fungis. And while saving some monks, I managed to kill 2 enemies with a single ricochet round. And after I saved the monks, they helped me gain enough speed to jump onto the archives, which got me another trophy. And here defending the archives, Kit showed why she's the boss, but also why she don't want to be in a team, because she's afraid she'll hurt someone. Then after saving the archives, we traveled to Cordelion to forge the Dimensionator in the Emperor's Rubion Forge. And on Cordelion I bought a weapon which filled a weapon wheel and got me a trophy. During my time on Cordelion I traveled through the factory using these Blizzard crystals that took me between dimensions, one where the factory was filled with nefarious robots and the other that was filled with apocalyptic monsters. And during my time here I got one trophy for defeating 30 ejected nefarious trooper heads, and then I got another one when I forged the Dimensionator and I saved this little cutie patootie of an animal called Juice. Before I went to Blizzard Prime to find some face quartz, I decided to go to Sargasso because the Mords needed help feeding their pet Trudy, who's this little dragon kinda animal. And after feeding Trudy 10 Serp Stones, I popped the trophy. Then we went to Blizzard Prime, but it was destroyed. But thankfully there was Blizzard crystals there that could take us to a dimension where it wasn't destroyed. During my adventure on Blizzard, on my way to get face quartz, I got one trophy for defeating 30 enemies while they were topiaried. And I got one trophy for getting some honey for Chef Tulio. And another trophy when I hit all the Blizzard crystals on Blizzard and Cordelion. Then when I had acquired the face quartz, the forge went a little cray-cray and it almost took out Clank. But Rivet saved him, but the face quartz was hit. But Rivet had heard about someone called the Fixer who could fix anything, so I guess that is our next destination. Oh, this crystal is my things. Acquire face quartz. So now we went to Torn 4 to find the Fixer, and on this planet I got a trophy for doing 5 trick jumps on a rail. Then I located the Fixer, who was a giant robot, but he was sad and depressed because he thought that he was broken himself. But then Clank gaslit him into thinking that he fixed Clank by realizing that Clank is still Clank even though he's missing an arm. So the Fixer got happy and he fixed our face quartz for us.
Let's get back to the ships.
And then I traveled to Circes to meet up with Ratchet and Kit to finish the Dimensionator. And the meeting was very, very wholesome until Dr. Nefarious came and took the Dimensionator. But of course, this is Dr. Nefarious we're talking about. So we could just run right at him, throw him into the arena, and boom, boss fight. So of course, I whooped his ass. But then in came Emperor Nefarious and showed why he is the better Nefarious. And after showing his dominance, he took Dr. Nefarious to Sargasso to take control of that planet as well. So the Lombaxes made a plan where Rivet and Kit would go to Sargasso to protect her homeworld, and Ratchet and Clank would go get Quantum, the last rebel on Nefarious' list. But of course, saving Sargasso is not that important. So I decided to do some of the battle arena challenges first. And here I got a trophy for whooping 5 frozen enemies. Then we went to Sargasso and did a lot of pew 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 pewing and took out a lot of nefarious goons. And we used Trudy, the little dragon animal, to take out a lot of flying ships. And after that, Emperor Nefarious came and put us in a pocket dimension. And in this pocket dimension, Rivet told a story about how she lost her arm. And it turns out it was actually Kit that took out her arm, because she was made to be a war robot for Nefarious. And then we got out of the pocket dimension because Emperor Nefarious is stupid. Then I went to Ardolis to track down Pierre, and I found him hanging upside down, about to be executed. So I of course saved his life, and he told me to go finish the pirate trials up at Skull Mountain to find Quantum. So that's where I went, and during the trials I got a trophy for hitting 20 headshots with the headhunter. Then after the trials we located Quantum, who is this dimension's Quark. And him being as clumsy as always, he fell over and his robot costume fell off. So the pirates thought that he had killed Quantum because they thought he was a robot or something. So they came after us, so we had to beat up a lot of pirates. And after we had done that, Emperor Nefarious appeared, and then Quantum actually saved us. The thing is, Quantum had bugged Emperor Nefarious, so that he always had visuals on him in his helmet. And we used this to find out that he was going after the dimensional map on Savali to take over even more dimensions. So we headed to Savali, but when we got into the archives, the map was gone. So River and Kit went onto the Emperor ship, but there was no Emperor on that ship, only Gary. And he told us that he had hidden the map in an anomaly, so the Emperor had captured him. So Gary gave us the location of the map so we could go get it. And on my way there, I came over a door I could open using glitch. And after I did this, I popped a trophy for doing all the glitch challenges. So then I went ahead and got myself the dimensional map. Hooray, hooray, yay, yay, yay. But guess what? Nefarious was waiting for me. So he took the dimensional map and sent us into jail. And then Kit was about to go beast mode, but you know, Dimensionator kinda OP, so they just threw her right into jail as well. And this also revealed the truth about Rivet's arm. And after this I got a trophy for getting the dimensional map, although I didn't even get to keep it. Then Rivet went and saved all the others from prison, but Kit didn't want to come and that she's going back to Savali because she felt bad and you know, womp womp. But breaking in and out of this prison got me another trophy. Then we went to Cirques to plan our final attack. But first I did all the gold challenges in the battle arena, and doing my first one pops a trophy. Now it's time for the big finale. So Emperor Nefarious announced that he would first conquer Dr. Nefarious's home dimension, which is also Ratchet Clank's home dimension. So we had to go after him. So we tracked down the Nefariouses, and Emperor Nefarious suddenly decided to put on a huge suit that he had kept hidden. So we had to take it down. So Ratchet got the monk's help to enter into the suit and take out its heart. And when we had took out the heart, we also got the help from the monks to escape. But now the suit crashed down in front of Rivet, and the Emperor came out and he opened a ton of rifts, bringing his whole army in to defeat Rivet. Whoa. That's a lot. Now Kit has to come in and just... Whoa. Hell yeah.
You were right.
So now there was another boss fight against Emperor Nefarious. And I beat his ass, and then Kit threw me right up and boom! Down he went. And Ratchet opened the portal for Bubbly. And then Dr. Nefarious did the right thing. And then the Dimensionator can apparently just repair everything, so that's what we did. And then River and Kit became friends again. But before they went back to their dimension, we took a pit stop to the other Lombaxes, but we didn't get to see that pit stop because credits. So now there was only the post-game cleanup left. And the first trophy I got was for playing 3 songs on Cirques Jukebox. Then I took out 5 Grunthors. Then I collected all the spy bots and was able to buy the Rhino 8. After that I tracked down all the Krager Bears. Then I found the nefarious citizens by the hot springs. Now the next trophy I went for was the one where I had to kill 10 enemies by returning shots with a void reactor. And to do this, I had to level up my void repulsor to level 5 first. And I wish I had used this during my playthrough because this was not leveled at all. So I had to grind XP for this weapon. But when I got it to level 5, I just used it a little bit and then the trophy popped. Then I went to Rivet's home and turned on her TV. So now there was just one trophy left before the good old platinum. And this trophy was to purchase all the weapons. So now I had to start a new Game Plus playthrough. And play all the way until I got to Miss Zircon. And here I could finally buy the last weapons. Boom! Boom! Let's go, fully stacked. Purchase all weapons. Masters of the Multiverse. Let's go. So that was it for the Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart's Platinum. This game took me 12 hours to complete. And it was a lot of fun, way more than I expected. And I think it would have been even better if I had actually played all the previous games. If you enjoyed the video, drop a like, it helps way more than you could ever think. And if you want to see more Platinum Trophy journeys, hit the subscribe button so you don't miss the next one. And thank you so much for watching.